Dear students, welcome for today's session. Today's session we are going to see the how the testing is development, what are the committees going to form for this material selection. First one is the development of testing is purely based on the characterization, formulation, conditioning and calibration. Near-term action is converted into medium-term action of section replacement and revised calibration, and long-term goal is framed for formulation of test development by using single technique of backing allocation. And this circle diagram represents how the stages of developing the testing. First one is a define to identify the need of construct and research the problem and imagine and plan and create and test and evolve and improve, and finally it gets a cyclic process of development of testing. And testing organization has the different standards and different committees framed for standard and specification developed the large number of developers and designers and fabricators. The technical document is framed of consolidation report and testing standard based on the basic standard, terminology standard and testing standard, product standard and safety standard. This testing standard plays an important role for the supplements of the profession related testing of sampling and statistical planning. And BSI, this international organization formed in 19th century, producing the standard in all fields. ANSI is the American National Standard Institute, is a premier standardization body in USA. ASTM, American Society of Testing Materials, in scientific and technical organization formed, developed in standards of characteristics of material product system and promotion of related knowledge. DIN, Dinschuss Institute for Normung, German standard organization formed in 19th century of German language of French and Spanish. Bureau of Indian Standard it's engaged developing of nation of standard of India. In AATC, ANIC, SAE and ASME, ISO are the related material international organization and the research laboratory of analysis of technology and metallurgical services in Mumbai. And this is organization chart of NBL board. CEO is directed into director of calibration testing and medical team, and CEO connecting the quality, and left side of the arrows represents the marketing strategy and international affair, and right side of the CEO arrows represents in the dotted line of imparity appeal officer and complaint manager and technical committee, finally into JD of GR, T1 of DD officer and DDAD officers. It is the work organization standards and material selection standard. It divided into five categories: metallic material testing and medical material testing, flammable material testing, radiation material testing, and material test methods. This metallic test method is focused on hardness and tensile. It including the um, bearing, corrosion resistant and fatigue and in tensile and impact and weld test. For example, ISO 43814 is a plain bearing hardness testing of bearing. Part 1 is the bearing plays an important role. And medical materials of testing standard and products are designed for the compatibility with the human body of dental material joints and vital nature of the medical science of procedure for the components and critical safety and ongoing reliability. ASTM F2118 and 14 standard amplitude of force control, acrylic bone cement and methods. And flammable material testing, it's a procedure of range of protective equipment of aerospace and constructive material. For example, ASTM 1929-20, a standard test of ignition temperature of plastics. And fourth one is the radiation harness and material testing, and this standard represents the effect of radiation of electronics components. In electronic they are applying the materials and standards of both the source and radiation and testing the environmental applicability results. ASTM standard for example is 721-16 standard guide of neutron energy spectra for neutron sensor and radiation harness testing the electronics. Last one is the material test method. It's a diverse focus in integral part of many industries and test method for of materials of polymers, rubbers and ceramics for the aerospace industries. And this breadth of the N is ANSI and variety of standard below just sample. Polymers, composites, and installation, paving, rubber, these are the needs and the searching the function of above the needs of the standard. For example, ASTM F790-18 standard guide of testing material of aerospace transparent enclosures. Thank you.